Today is day one of dressing only as princesses for a week. We are starting this in sunny Phoenix, Arizona. I don't know how to prove it to you that cactuses, cacti, proof, dry grass, feel how crunchy. Wild coyote. Now on the obligation menu for today is pretty much just to fly home and to not embarrass the people that I'm with. I will be traveling with Joe and his dad, so we'll see if he's embarrassed by me or not. He'll be okay. Now time to guess who today's princess is gonna be. I'll give you a hint.
Our mystery princess has no brothers, was not raised in a two-parent home, and wears a pretty dress. Based on those clues, it should be obvious that our princess is Rapunzel.
I'm just a guest here, but I'm sure they have a Rapunzel costume somewhere. Everybody pretty much does.
Step 1. Scour your host's property for Rapunzel costume pieces. And don't forget to check the hair trees in the backyard. Just kidding. To make a Rapunzel costume, you're going to need 4 yards of this video I made, which you will watch and it will tell you how to make the costume. And if you've already seen this video, well, do you have every line of it memorized? No? Well, maybe you should watch it again.
Okay, now let's get ready.
It's time for a word from Skillshare, this week's sponsor. And who better to talk to you about it than this princess?
Ariel was the best I could come up with. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creators. Now, I know what you're thinking.
Micarah, you're talking about Skillshare again?
Yeah, because if I wasn't stoked enough about Skillshare already, now Bernadette Banner has her own class, and it is Chef's Kiss. Another class I've recently enjoyed is Find Your Style, 5 Exercises to Unlock Your Creative Identity by Andy J. Pizza. And with a last name like that, obviously this video too is Chef's Kiss. It taught me that getting to know your own brain is an incredibly helpful step in unlocking your artistic potential.
It's time
to deepen your passions, to get lost in your creativity. Oh, my fake red hair is probably staying on my couch. And to explore new skills. Take a class on drawing, painting, sewing, piano playing, you name it, they have a class on it. Skillshare believes a strong community is essential to personal growth. Fellow creatives provide encouragement, inspiration, and communication. So if you're just kind of feeling lonely, maybe try Skillshare before you buy a puppy you're allergic to or marry someone you found on Facebook Marketplace. Skillshare is curated for learning, meaning there are no ads. And they're always launching new premium classes so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. Bonus, Skillshare's entire catalog now offers subtitles in Spanish, Portuguese, German, and French. So if American isn't your first language, and English isn't either, they've probably got you covered. Okay, now here's the deal. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in my description will get a free 1-month trial of Skillshare. So join Skillshare today and find where your creativity will lead you. Now let's get back to Desert Rapunzel. Oh, here comes my chameleon. He's very good at what he does. He looks like a dog now. Do you think this is a picture? It was a video. Oh, that's awkward.
Before going to the airport when we should have, we took our sweet time at a restaurant. Now we got to the airport and this is where things go downhill. The website and all the kiosks were down, so you had to check in person and the lines were astronomical. I mean, there were people pushing, shoving, fighting over TVs. Just kidding. I ran out of pictures I could find at the airport, so I threw in some of Black Friday. Anyway, you know something's wrong when you're in line and a news crew shows up and starts filming the line. And a quick Google search confirmed things really were as bad as they seemed. But in the end, everything worked out perfectly. For me and Joe's dad, but Joe did not make it. He didn't check in time, so we had to fly back without him. So there we were, Joe's dad and I getting on a plane headed back to the great Buckeye State. Don't ask me what a Buckeye is, I don't know, I just know that I eat them. And that they're poisonous. Ohio is complicated. Now, I ended up having a whole row to myself, and Joe's dad sat several rows behind me with some strangers, probably because the back of my hair looked so good that he wanted a better view. Altogether, it was a pretty great flight, and I think the costume actually enhanced my experience. Allow me to explain to you why a Rapunzel braid is your next go-to airplane hack. If you're cold, you can use it as a scarf, or fold it in half, tuck behind your neck, and use as a neck pillow. Forgot your face mask? Well, I don't know how you even got on the plane, but wrap this around your face. Need to get the flight attendant's attention, but recently had your vocal cords stolen and sold on the black market? No problem, just wave your hair at them. Forgot your emotional support dog? Well, Rapunzel's braid can fix that too. I spent the first couple hours on the plane taking in the sights, then I went to the lavatory and waved to the other girl dressed as Rapunzel. I watched an episode of the show Made and then landed in Columbus. From there, I traveled back to my hometown, which only my true, loyal, committed stalkers know the name of.
Home sweet home, and day one is complete. So what was the takeaway from today? Well, Rapunzel is, I guess, not the most recognizable. I suppose the 4 extra feet of hair didn't give much away because one person asked if I was supposed to be the girl from Little House on the Prairie. And of course, by girl, I mean grown woman, because I did not see a
single child today.
There were tons of people, but no children anywhere. I don't know if it's because it's like Halloween and people keep their kids locked up on Halloween, like to keep them away from the crazies that give them razor blades and edibles. Regardless, that was a little bit disappointing. But a couple of flight attendants knew who I was and they were really excited. So that was nice. Would I recommend going on a flight dressed as Rapunzel? Yes. 10 out of 10. Super convenient. Highly recommend it.
Guess what princess I'm going to be today? Hint, her parents aren't really in the picture, she doesn't have any siblings, and she wears a pretty dress. That's right, it's
Snow White.
Snow White started off her day by spending time with her third favorite dwarf, Grumpy. Side note, if JJ looks weird to you, it's because he shaved his beard the day before to be a Beverly Hillbilly for a Halloween party. Hello. Shortly thereafter, they were joined by Snow White's second favorite dwarf, Happy. Then Snow White and Grumpy played a game of chess. By the way, if Snow White looks a little ratchet, it's because she didn't have time to curl her hair yet that morning. The game went— I have something stuck in my teeth. I'm gonna have Joe voice over this next part.
And we just keep playing chess, and oh, look at a message. That wasn't fun. We lost.
But Snow White lifted her spirits by making some coffee.
We're so wow, you.
The most important thing on my agenda that day was to pick up Garion. Wearing this dress really made me miss him because if you recall, it was during the making of my Snow White dress video that I got Garion. And oh, how times have changed since then.
He'll love me soon, I swear. I just gotta wait for Stockholm Syndrome to set in.
Update, it has, and we are now in a very codependent relationship.
I have been in Phoenix for the past week, so he has been staying with my dad, and my dad's at work right now. Stupid freaking job that takes up all of his time and takes him away from me. So I'm going to sneak into his house.
Take back what's mine.
I hear him. Where is he? There he is! Hi! I just came in the house and it's like a shrine to all my dad's years at Home Depot.
I later found out there was a sentimental reason behind this pile of severed apron heads, but I'll get to that later. Now watch me bond with my son. Now the next thing on my agenda was make Sissy's red undies, but we're gonna circle back to that. I decided first to go thrifting.
And I have to bring Garion with me, one, because he's an essential part of the Snow White costume. Not because of the... That's not why I got you. You're more than an accessory to me. What? Oh. Anyway, I have to bring him with me because it's gotten to the point where I'll go into certain stores, and if I don't have him with me, the employees ask where he is and they get sad.
Hey there, little friend. I hear ya, asking, what does Snow White need at the thrift store? Well, people change. She isn't gonna be Snow White forever, so she needs other princess outfits.
Look at the beautiful design he cut out.
Snow White made a lot of friends at the thrift store.
A real bird. I want to take your picture. You won't believe that I saw Snow White. Oh, wow.
Why does your daughter's cat have noodles all around its neck?
It's ropes. Disney should see about her.
I tried, I was too tall.
You was too tall.
Yeah,
No.
I auditioned at Disney World. I got through the first 2 callbacks. And then they took my height and they told me I was too tall. Okay, well that was fun. I had 3 people take pictures of me. The older crowd really loves this costume. This older guy said to this younger guy,
I bet you wish you could be one of her dwarfs.
younger guy said, what are you talking about? And he said,
She's Snow White.
the younger guy said, who's Snow White? He had never heard of Snow White. It was a lot. The cashier ladies said, you're not the only one that does this princess thing. There was a girl in here last week with a long braid. And I was like, oh, that was me. I was in there last week as Rapunzel. Because last week I was going to a Halloween party and I dressed as Rapunzel and came in here before. Sorry my car is super loud. I have some thoughts on social anxiety and why you should wear a dress like this if you have social anxiety. Maybe it's not that you're afraid to talk to strangers, but that you're afraid you won't know what to talk to strangers about. When you wear a costume like this, they're going to be asking you all sorts of questions and all you have to do is answer them. Wearing a costume gives you something to talk to strangers about. So my dad called me and told me that he's going to be retiring in 6 weeks. So I decided I'm going to take him out to dinner. But it's always really cold inside of restaurants, and I don't want to be uncomfortable, so I'm going to try to make myself a little cloak. Not necessarily going to be accurate to the movies, but it should look okay.
And so Snow White went out to eat with her most stylish dwarf, Happy, and her favorite dwarf, Daddy. Then I went grocery shopping, where I ran into the lady who sold me my current house. She didn't recognize me at first, but that's okay. Also,
I did see several little kids, and they all acted very excited to see me, but the one who acted most excited to see me, when she finally left, said, "Bye, Mulan." I can't hold it against them that they weren't born in the 30s like me.
Okay, remember when I wrote on my to-do list, make Sissy's red undies, and you were all confused? Well, my sister Shaylin, aka Mrs. Ohio, was about to compete in the national pageant and needed a state costume. Well, I guess Superman was created in Ohio, so she decided to go with that and needed me to make her bottoms. And now, so you can see how they turned out, I'm going to transport you to Las Vegas circa 2 weeks in the future.
Ohio, home of America's original superhero. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Ohio!
Well, if you thought that was exciting, just hold on to your kneecaps, because here comes the best part.
Best costume goes to Mrs. Ohio!
And yep, that was the best part of the pageant. She won best costume. Oh wait, no, best part was when she made top 15. Or when she made top 6. Actually, hold on, she made top 3. That was probably the most exciting part. Although I was still very entertained when she made top 2, but the fun stopped there. For her competition was very stiff, and the winner was...
Mrs. Ohio!
Oh yeah, she won. Alright, now let me work on taking you back in time, back to our Princess Week. Oh no, something's going wrong with my time machine. It's just taking us back to the day I first got to Las Vegas. Oh, what a confusing time that was.
Oh no, we've gone too far. We're in Paris. How we fly to New York? How that happens? Okay, now we're in ancient Rome. We've gone too far. Now we're in Venice. Janice. No, we really got too far. We're in hell.
Actually, we were at a wax museum.
Uncanny.
Which is where I learned that celebrities are really short, like almost all of them.
Are they malnourished in Hollywood or something?
So call the number on your screen today to support feeding your local celebrities. Now don't worry, I'm still trying to work on that time machine, getting you back to the Princess Week, but oh, there's the fountain that reminded me of the time that I changed my nephew's diaper, but he wasn't done yet. Aw, here we are, on the plane ride back to the day that I was dressed as Snow White. And here I was, hastily making a skirt, which I intended to wear the next day when dressed as my third princess.
Okay, before I come downstairs, I'm gonna give you a chance to guess who I am.
Hint, this princess wasn't raised in a two-parent home and doesn't have any brothers.
Oh, hello there.
Yes, it is daytime Cinderella, whose outfit is easily achievable by cutting the sleeves off a brown shirt, wearing it over a blue shirt, cutting out a simple bandana, and then finally making an apron. You mustn't forget the apron, because wearing that is what will put you in the mood to do chores.
What a lovely day to do some chores. Oh, Gary, and look at this absolutely disgusting kitchen. I see an opportunity.
Before doing the dishes, I knew I had to give Garion a bath, because if he hasn't already bathed, then he'll assume the dishwater is for him and dive right in. Next, to clean out my fridge. Most of the items in there were expired and repulsive, though I did have to appreciate their ingenuity.
Aw, it's growing fur for the winter.
I kinda did feel like wearing an outfit specifically made for doing chores helped me do a better job.
We've got my yogurts, coffee accessories, drinks.
That afternoon, I turned a curtain into the dress that I planned to wear the next day. Here you see me trying my darndest to get the skirt cut out, but falling victim to Garion's distractions.
Gonna try to find a way in. If you make a little tunnel, you go right through. Where's the birdie? There he is! Hi!
Have you guessed which princess dress I'm making? Here's a hint. This is going to be another daytime dress, not an evening gown, but one that our princess wears at the beginning of the movie. Hint, it's a Disney princess movie I wasn't allowed to watch growing up. Oh wait, that's all of them. Now for all the Disney princess movies, there were varying reasons why I couldn't watch them, but I think the reasoning behind me not being able to watch the movie currently in question was the fear that I would watch it and one day grow up to be attracted to animals. And in my parents' defense, I wasn't allowed to watch it, and now I am grown up and not attracted to animals, so I guess their parenting worked. Okay, if you haven't guessed by now, the movie was Beauty and the Beast. But oh yeah, I did watch that. I got it from the library when I was 8, then hid it under a pile of blankets till my dad went to work, at which point I watched it, but I'm still not attracted to animals, probably because I wasn't Team Beast. I was Team Gaston, which might have something to do with the fact that now I'm kind of like this. Oh, did you want instructions for this? I used zip ties for boning, shocker, and put most of the boning in between the two lining fabrics, though I did top stitch one into the front middle of my outer garment, to kind of mimic this line she has right here. Then I slapped the front onto the back, sewed them together, and installed metal eyelets underneath the eyelet eyelids. Then it was time for this newborn bodice to take a nap, so I closed the eyelet eyelids. For my last chore of the day, I gave my bedroom a deep, thorough clean.
So I got a little carried away cleaning and kind of forgot that today is our local elections for like school board and stuff, so we're about to go vote. Kind of realized I'm uncomfortable going in there dressed like this.
Then it was time to do my hair up for a fancy evening, but there was a problem.
Can't remember how I'm supposed to do this, so I gotta watch my old tutorial.
Then while watching this video, I noticed a part where I promised I would release more wisdom teeth footage, but I never did, so better extremely late than never, right?
I don't remember. I asked if I could keep them, and they said no. I do not keep my own teeth. They've been in front of me for years. Why did they get to keep it? You know? What did that even make sense? I paid them $1,000 for them to keep my teeth, and I grew out of my own mouth. Swollen cheeks don't make me look bizarre. I knew to finish that dress.
But then you know how it goes. You get home and intend to finish the dress, but then as soon as your dad turns his back, you get overcome with the burning desire to pierce your numb lip with a dressmaking pin.
I really don't know why I did that.
Now, when I was digging way back in my camera roll to find this video, I also came across this picture of a local newspaper. Okay. Back to present day and the wearing of Cinderella's evening gown. I'd like to take this opportunity to let you know that while editing this video, I am in literal physical agony. Aside from some nausea and projectile vomiting, I recently got 2 ankylosis baby teeth removed and I have dry socket. It's like 8 times worse than getting my wisdom teeth removed, and I don't think I've ever been this miserable in my life. But back to the show.
Oh, birdie!
Garion hates gloves. This skirt was so gigantic that I had to have my fairy dadfather help me put my shoes on. I was surprised he even knew that reference, because in our house...
We didn't watch Cinderella, did we? Why is that, Dad?
They didn't have those back when you were young.
Oh, that's right. Cinderella didn't exist when I was little. Are you disappointed in me?
Why would I be disappointed in you?
I dress up as characters I wasn't allowed to watch.
Oh, you're fine.
Time to go to the ball. Or like this place that's basically a ball.
One of the waitresses told me that I looked pretty, and I said thanks, and I complimented her accent. She had a thick southern accent. She said she's from West Virginia and that she grew up with some Hatfields and McCoys, and so that's why you should always talk to strangers.
Then I went grocery shopping. Yes, again, I'm just not a very thorough grocery shopper. I always forget something, so I end up having to go back. Okay, I know that doesn't look like a grocery, but oh, there's an adorable little family that kind of kept following me, and I kept catching them staring at me.
Probably get one of these. So I made some soup and it was really good, and I had a lot of it. Do you want to hear how much I had?
Time to guess who our day 4 princess is. Hint, she wasn't raised in a 2-parent home, she has no siblings, and she wears a pretty dress. That's right, it's Belle. And let's see if my dad can guess which movie she's from.
Monster and Me or whatever.
Beauty and the Beast.
Aside from making the dress and apron, this look required me to stuff my chuggy yellow locks into a brown wig. This dress is great for walking around your house in, and for reading or frolicking about downtown saying bonjour to everyone you pass. Just don't let your feelings be hurt when literally no one says it back. In true Belle fashion, I went to my little town's bakery, but I didn't film much inside of there because I think some people were actually having an intervention at a nearby table, so I think I'm gonna throw up again.
So the kids that I just held the door open for ended up coming back, and they held up my Instagram page and said, "Are you her?" I said no.
Here you see me mailing the aforementioned red Superman undies to my sister. You know, the ones that she wore when we don't need to rehash that. Then I began to make a black corset top for my next princess costume, but found that I was short a few supplies.
La la, la la, la 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 la. Good morning, Father. What have you invented today? It's time to get some thread now. Maybe ribbon too, if time permits.
Listen, I don't get this video much more than you do. There's the door. Leave if you want. I can't afford to put much more effort in. I'm at my wit's end. Another day, another princess. You'll never guess the clues that I have for this princess. Okay, she was not raised in a 2-parent home. She doesn't have any siblings, and she wears a pretty dress. There you go. Sleeping Beauty, or actually it's Aurora. Actually, it's Briar Rose. I literally wish I were a cicada right now so that I could just go underground and reappear 17 years from now when I don't feel like crap. Aw, there's my friend's daughter. She was dressed up as...
No way. What princess am I?
Yeah! I got a few things done while dressed up as Aurora Briar Rose Sleeping Beauty, including cutting my dad's hair.
Well, this is probably a good time to bring up that I did get fabric to make the yellow bell dress, but I didn't have time to get to it.
However,
I do intend to make it, so the question is, should I make a full-length video about it, or just like a TikTok?
When trimming your dad's hair, make sure to never take any of his beard off, because your pet bird may never forgive you for destroying his favorite hiding spot. After Aurora Briar Rose Sleeping Beauty cut her dad's hair, she went out on a friendly neighborhood art walk.
This is Chantel.
And what is her secret to happiness? Well, I shan't tell you. Sorry, that was the last minute voiceover edit at like 4 in the morning, so let me know if it was worth it. We saw some 2D art, we saw some interactive art.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're recording?
Yes, I was, but it's okay. Then we looked at some artistically lit rooms, then I tried to show Chantel the 3rd floor of this building, but alas.
The 3rd floor is closed to the public due to the high chromodynamic interaction with the Lagrangian density function, causing a distortion in the subquantum level of the unified field. Again.
So we just went home and put on some Sleeping Beauty. Sorry, the song's copyrighted, so I gotta change some words. I lock you in a hot igloo. Guys, have I mentioned I'm miserable? I haven't had solid food in like 5 days. Okay, enough complaining. I wasn't satisfied with the fit of my black corset, so I made another one. Then I had Courtney come over and dye my roots because I needed my hair to be extra blonde for the next day's princess.
It is day, I don't even know anymore, but there is a part of my average life that I've been putting off doing because it's very uncomfortable doing in a princess dress, and that is going to the gym. But I gave it some thought, and I think I came up with the perfect princess outfit that will work for the gym. I'll give you a hint. She wears leggings. I'll give you another hint. She doesn't have parents.
Oh my gosh, it's Elsa from Frozen 2. Honestly, I don't remember ever making this dress, but it exists. And there's a video of me making it, so I guess it happened.
So as you can see, this is the perfect workout outfit because 1, it has leggings, and 2, a braid. I mean, she was literally invented to be a gym junkie.
Well, on the way to the gym, I asked Instagram if they could guess where we were heading. And everyone guessed more or less correctly. Then I forgot to press stop on the screen recording and started checking my Snapchats, and this is some of the stuff my dad sends me. Now, no matter what costume you want to wear out in public, I recommend starting at Planet Fitness because it is a judgment-free zone.
People are literally legally not allowed to judge me here.
That was easy. I need taller stairs.
After getting my shred on, I went to the grocery store. Yes, again, I had forgotten to get milk the last time. And once again, I felt like I was being followed.
Are you harassing me, woman?
Yes. Okay, in reality though, I was kind of being followed by this guy that would walk past me and make really realistic car sounds. And he'd circle around the aisle, and wherever I went, he'd come back to me again and make the car sounds. And I was like, yes, I like to see it. If you're gonna harass me, at least be impressive.
Maybe this is why nobody stares at me when I wear princess dresses out in public, because we live in a type of world where people do that.
And now for our outro, brought to you by my favorite princess. Who is she? Here's a clue. She wasn't raised in a two-parent home and doesn't have any brothers.
It's Ariel. Oh yeah, I meant to show you how to make this dress, but I actually didn't actually want to edit all that, so I'm just gonna post it on its own as like a short in a week or something. Now what did we learn from this video? Well, if there's one thing I could have you take away from this whole experience, it's this. If you have a great support system, loving parents, wonderful siblings, you'll never be a princess. It's kind of what I realized this week. So, take care.